Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today the plan is to go into the Cove to level it up and get this wonderful Ancestor's Coat that I've tried to get a few different times and it's never really worked out. I do have a plan on how we're going to get through the Cove without any healing or stunning or stress healing this time around. Hopefully it does work out, but once again it is very chance based and I'm putting my faith in dodge once again, which hasn't worked out in the past. But it did work out in the Sunward Isles. That being said, because what worked in the Sunward Isles isn't going to work as well outside of the Sunward Isles, I had to make a few modifications to the group and just kind of hope it works. Kind of what I'm talking about here is I have a lot of these trinkets that kind of work better in the Sunward Isles, but they still kind of work outside. The Ornate Sensu for the Grave Robber here is one of the better examples. It gives plus 15 dodge as a base, but if you are attacked by yokai, which realistically only appear in the Sunward Isles, you get another 15 dodge. So while Audrey here would realistically get like up to 65 dodge here, outside of the Sunward Isles, she would have 80 dodge inside of the Sunward Isles. There was a trinket setup I could do with Baliol, the Uncrowned here, if we were inside the Sunward Isles, just showing this off, where I could get his dodge up to 54 before any other modifications, but it would go up to 60 in the Sunward Isles, and then the bones would kick in with the dodge multipliers. However, that being said, I think it's best to go with the Ancestor's Candle, getting him the flat 55, and then the bones, because we're not going to be in the Sunward Isles, to get the plus 20% dodge from this trinket. There's a few little sketchy things like that technically it's not going to work as well, but I'm hoping that it's going to work just well enough. Because technically, when I was in the Sunward Isles, I didn't get hit until the light started going out. So that's kind of going to be the plan. So once again, we are going to be using Baliol, the Uncrowned. The trinket setup I'm using once again is the bones. This gives him plus 5 crit, plus 10 dodge, and he gets plus 10% dodge multiplier, which I believe is 3 per combo point. So he can get up to 12 more dodge to put him at 57. I could be wrong on that. And then he's going to have the Ancestor's Candle for plus 15% damage and 10 dodge if the torch stays above 50, which I'm going to do my best to do. And then every time he dodges, he will riposte, just doing extra damage. The last time I did this, the damage actually wasn't too bad, to the point where I didn't need any plus damage or any other trinkets helping me with damage, just because I didn't need to focus on anything else. Just doing the damage was fine. I was riposting, I was damaging just fine as long as I wasn't taking the damage. And then he just needs to build up the points by starting with like an ambush and then going into hemorrhage or poison knife. Next up is Sahar, the Duelist. She's upping damage received, which kind of helps out. Otherwise, we have Flesh. Now, she has some trickery going in once again, because I have the full Crimson Court set, which on attack applies all defensive stance effects to her attack. So when I use Touche here, for an example, she debuffs the target for both damage received and just minuses their damage. If I'm using Flesh, I get the plus damage plus crit, but it also activates a riposte, and also will switch me into aggressive stance. So thing about this is the Academy Ring on attack will switch me to defensive stance, but if I use Flesh, I switch to defensive, activate a riposte, and then switch to aggressive again. It's kind of weird like that. It didn't work 100% of the time, but it worked just enough of the times. And then because the Instructor's Cape gives her plus dodge, she's sitting at 53 dodge on top of all the other buffs this gives. We then have Esmeralda, the Omen Seeker this time around. I figured I would try this with someone else other than Finn with the AoE lower accuracy. So she has a single target lower accuracy that's much higher, and also bypasses and de-stealths, which might help me out a little bit more. So that's the main move I'll be using, is Windmill Chakram. However, she does have the Ebbing Deck on her. So she has a base of 30 dodge, but the lower her health, the more dodge she gets. She also gets plus 10% damage received, which isn't the greatest, but she can get up to 80 dodge because of the Ebbing Deck. So the lower health she is, the more likely she is to dodge. And then just because I didn't know what else to put on her, because I didn't have that many dodge trinkets to kind of kit everyone out, I put the Inquisitor's Pocket Watch on her. This gives her on-attack blight, so that's going to help with taking things out. And finally we have Audrey the Grave Robber. We already kind of went over the Ornate Sensu, but we also have the Lucky Talisman. They'll lower her health once again, kind of like the Omen Seeker. The more dodge she gets, this is only up to 30 dodge though. So she's going to get up to 65 dodge before I use things like Shadow Fade. And she's also going to be hanging out in row 4, so she's less likely to be hit. So that's what we're going to be going with. Before I go into that though, I did realize that I got a lot of crests and such from the last fight. And realistically, I do not need any crests to update the Hamlet. And while I do need some of the crests to update, or some of these other things to get like House of the Yellow Hand and the Altar of Light, I'm not going to be using those, so I'm just going to update the Nomad Wagon here so that when I get back, this is going to have more trinkets available to potentially get, and then we'll be off. So I'm going to take all the food as a precaution, just in case we are hit. That's going to help me out a lot. A lot of shovels, because we can get extra trinkets and stuff like that. Or extra curios on top of things like the blockages. A lot of light. I'm going to, between Creeping Mist hallways, or Creeping Mist blockages, and then just needing light, I'm bringing 3 stacks of torches. I'm going to bring a stack of medicinal herbs. Let's see here. I want an Anathenum for... We'll just bring it for everyone, because that's plus debuff chance, but it's also plus blight chance, so everyone there can realistically use it. I'm going to let the other ribbons kind of build up here. I will bring some bandages and some anti-venom as a just in case. We'll bring a few keys, just to be safe. Let's go. If this works out, I think this gives like 30% of the level to the Cove, so I only need to do like 1 to 2 more things for the Cove. And then we just need to work on the Isles a little bit, and we'll be pretty much done leveling up areas, and we just need to go and do the boss rushes.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
So let's do 100% of room battles. Gonna take the ruby, take the bandage, leave the jade. Actually, no. We can take the jade for now, because I can stack up the food. I'm gonna come back for that one. I probably should have done that before. The roll needs to go. But what I'm actually gonna do is try to hit the Squiffy gas down while I can, because I can't hit row 1 with flesh. Going to poison dart him.
The ground quakes.
Gonna piercing dagger just to try to take him out. And then I can ambush in between the bleed and actually, I can leave him alone. The bleed blight takes him out. So ambush on Squiffy Gast.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
And we are getting hit. The lower health we get, the more dodgy they are, so it's not the worst thing in the world. We're all down.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
Go riposte. Flesh to switch to aggressive, taking out Urchin. I was hoping. Need to get rid of that bleed. We are going to throw in dagger, get rid of the Urchin.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
I can get rid of the Squiffy Gast, I thought. Well, Pierce Dagger on Gast. There's the Blight at least. Go riposte. Guard failed. Ha ha ha. Okay. So I do Fan of Knives. The Blight will not take care of him. So let's do Hemorrhage.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Piercing Dagger, lowering protection. blighting. Lunge, hoping for that lovely crit. The dodge is not working out nearly as well this time around. I'm kind of disappointed. We are going to touche, moving back. Upping damage received. And Das Bop.
Broken. Maintain the offensive.
Default order. Got some lovely bandages. I'm going to take the emerald. Actually, we'll take the deeds because I need a few deeds to finish off one of the districts. And we'll call it that. I'm going to heal up on Sahar. These two get lower or a higher dodge, the lower health there, so I'm going to leave them at that for now. Bop the chest. Gonna take the key, we'll leave the rust for now. And then we'll go down. And I will, unless we scout, and the southmost room turns into nothing, I'll go there as well. That's what I get for not bringing a scout. Flush will hit the... I guess we'll go for the Admiral because he can heal. Ambushing the Admiral.
Decimated.
Piercing Dagger, lowering protection on a rock Clam. I was hoping to hit it and blade it. Poison Dart on it. That way, realistically, I don't have to worry about it. Rock Clam will drop on its own. Ooh. Okay. So, touche, up damage received.
Strike.
Looks like only that went off. Hemorrhage. Lowering the protection again. Blighting him, that's awesome. I can lunge at him and take him out. Go riposte. Just Sharpshooter left.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
And that should switch us to aggressive. Throwing dagger. Poison knife. And then the blight should take him out, yeah.
A death by inches.
Default order. Healing Sahar a tad. Can't really take anything here. I don't want to get rid of anything, so unfortunately we're going to leave all that. Hey, Esmeralda, it's your lucky day. No one has anything worse. So that's the just my plus stress received or something like that, I believe. Okay, here's a battle. We're gonna go for the Mercenary Occultist first because he can stun us, so we're gonna flush.
Powerful blow.
5 health left. Ambushing him down. That's some extra dodge there. I am gonna Windmill Chakram. Let's go for the one in back. Aww. And then let's Thrown Dagger the one in back because they're going to be the harder ones to hit. I mean, Riposte is doing a great job so far. Once again, Windmill Chakram the back. He's down.
Power.
Bite down on that, huh? Go riposting. We can flush row 2. Thrown Dagger row 2. Now just one left, which we can hemorrhage. Taking what we can, default party order.
But a victory nonetheless.
Don't need to go south, but I might go get that curio. And then what I can do is I can scout for the scouting chance, or I can camp for the scouting chance. And it also gives me some extra bonuses. So let's do that. So feast for the health and the stress.
Furtive and
Take the jade. We'll take the crust for now. So we're going to night moves for the scout chance. Was going to safe and sound for the prevent nighttime ambush minus stress, but realistically detect traps is going to do more for me, so we can't be surprised. And also plus 100% trap disarm on the entire party. Sahara displacement, this gives plus dodge for 4 battles. And then meditation for plus dodge if defensive, plus damage crit if in offensive or aggressive. And then we can adrenaline rush for the plus dodge on hush, which is more repose, which is just funny. Plenty of blood left to shed this day.
The light, the promise of
Hey,
safety.
Clammy. And nothing I want. I'm gonna go down to the curio here. No one needs the stress relief, so it doesn't really matter. Another shovel. Extra food is good. I'm actually gonna heal up on the Omen Seeker despite really not needing it. I'm gonna take the deeds. We're gonna leave the rest. Then we go to the left. That's gonna be our next battle. Taking what I can. I'm going to take the emerald over the jade for now. And we're going to medicinal herb, or we can't medicinal herb the move resist down. Gotcha. Taking what I can here.
Treasure could staunch the flow of
We'll leave all this.
corruption.
Torching up. And we got to fight. So I think what I'm going to do is poison dart the anemone. That way it's just blighted down and I don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna flesh on the urchin, hoping to take it out.
Annihilated.
We're going to chakram the Tidemaster. That de-stealths it. Ambush it. So just champion realistically left. Because Sawtooth Anemone goes down on its turn. We're going to hemorrhage to plus damage received on champion. We're going to poison dart to blight it. That was a miss somehow. Flushing again.
A devastating blow.
Piercing dagger. Light, bleed, lower protection. Now he's taking a bunch of extra damage there. Go riposte.
Great is the weapon that cuts on.
And now we just take him apart. We can have a spray. I don't mind spending those points if it's gonna end the fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can use some of, or get rid of some of the torches, because it's not horrible. My main concern was having enough light to keep the dodge up for the Ancestor's Candle, and there's easily enough torches left to do that. As much as I want the sapphires, I guess I don't really need the crusts other than to upgrade like, the tavern every now and then. And I think there's, like, a few things left in the sanitarium, but I realistically don't need the crusts. Okay, no one needs the food. We'll just leave the rest for now. Flesh will hit a Weber. Webers are more dangerous than spitters to me because they can both stun and mark. Ambushing another one.
Destroyed.
Undercut has a higher accuracy, but Chakram lowers their accuracy, so we'll go with that. Then throw in... Lunge probably takes one out.
Obliterated.
So just one spitter left, who's probably not going to hit us. And we do that.
Impressive.
Taking what I can. Default party order.
Creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Auctionable accessories, so these are worth a good bit. I'm going to take these over the crest and then we sell them after. These kind of work like that gold bar. So these kind of work like that gold bar that I forgot to kind of show at the end of one of those last episodes. Where it's worth 4,000, but you need to sell it at the hamlet. I'll try to remember again at the end of this episode to show it off. Where it doesn't work towards the gold total at the end of the quest. Let's see. Plus damage received while bleeding, marked, and blighted. That is nasty. Okay. We're gonna flush and take out the witch then, because they can mark. And then we get hit in blood. That's not good. Ambushing the witch. We are going to... Screw it, we're going to lunge at the champion. Piercing dagger the other champion. And that way just the occultist will be left at the end. He bleeds and blights out, so we are going to poison knife the occultist. Oh, reconstruction. The blight, he still drops because of the extra blight you just did. Alright, bandage. Flush. Piercing dagger, and down he goes. Alright, few fun trinkets, taking what we can.
Will resistance.
Once again, not taking the comet shards. Golden Kingdom Ale, so minus stress, plus healing received from food, -2 speed for the half-foot. A Silicon Needle for the Vixen, plus healing received, outer post, buff self for plus protection. So, I mean, kind of handy early on trinkets, not things I would use too commonly right now. Moving on along. Hunger check. I think we have enough shovels to bop this. Take the ruby, leave the gold. As soon as I go for the torch, we hit a trap, of course. Ooh, we got lethal Whelk and then 2 drowned Anchorman. Ah. He's gonna eat the enemies, isn't he? Let's try to take out one Anchorman, I think. While he eats the other. And then we'll rip the Whelk apart. Touche to move back, take one out. Then we'll try to blight the big guy, taking out a block. There we go. So we're gonna hemorrhage him. Up damage received. He's blighted, so let's do Throwing Dagger. Man, he has so much protection. Maybe blighting him is the right move here. Piercing Dagger lowering the protection, and we miss somehow. I'm not sure how he has 21 dodge if we just aim for the shell. 21 dodge and 80 protection is nasty. We're gonna flush him. Moving forward, going to aggressive stance. Go riposte. This is the last battle for that, okay. If I do finisher, he's gonna go down to blight. Just making sure of it. There we go.
The greater the glory.
We actually got the ghostly anchor. So this gives us a quirk that allows us to fight a boss. I'm not sure the boss is going to be 100% even if we use it. But it gives us a quirk. Ooh, who do we use it on? That is the question. I think we're going to use it on Hush. Just because thematically, I think he would work the best out of these. Of all the heroes here, it'd either be him or the Omen Seeker. So thematically, how this would go is it's a undead captain of the crew that's kind of wandering around here. Like the Sodden Sharpshooter, the Benthic Sailor, all those guys. It's the captain of them. And the Omen Seeker technically hunts those down, doesn't she? And then the Raven Queen, his matron, is 100% against the undead, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong on that, someone can correct me. But I believe the Raven Queen hates undead. So thematically, I think Belial here would be the best to use it on. And he's a really good one for the actual fight itself. And it's not like I can take this anchor and bring it back like the Marked by the Flock quirks. I have to use it on someone here or I lose it. So I'm going to use it on Belial. So it just replaced Hard Skin, plus 10% movement resistance, plus 5% protection, and it gives me the ability to find that boss, which actually might come into play here now. I'm not sure how that one works, or if I have to find him in another dungeon. We'll leave all this. I see 2 obstacles right away. So I'm not going to pop the oyster because I only have 3 shovels left. Default order. Moving on along. What's in the fishy? Taking the food, taking the emerald. I don't think I can take the onyx, but that's fine. Well, at least this obstacle was a torch. I kind of expected those. Oh, the essential again. So plus 10 accuracy and 20% damage if torch is above 75. Well, let's get the levy down first then, because he's going to do some damage. Now, he can't be guarded, so maybe I No. I was gonna say maybe I goad him into wasting his turn guarding the levee. But I don't think that's gonna work how I want it to. We're going to lower the accuracy of the essential. And we're just gonna keep building that up. Flushing the errant. So I want these two down first. And then we're going to poison dart the levee down. So he's gonna guard the essential. Hopefully the essential is gonna guard the errant.
As the
Well,
light gains
gave an
purchase,
Aegis.
spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Touche. Oh, and he gives him a riposte as well. I forgot about that. Hemorrhage for plus damage received. Lowering the protection. Oh, yikes. And then we can throw in dagger. Maybe not. We're gonna go for the blight. So 4 blight, 14 health left. At least we dodged. You missed. But that would have hurt. Okay. So 14 health. I can expunge and take out the cleric errant. I thought. But we blighted him, now he goes down. Let's finish the job, I suppose, because he's still guarding the essential. Still 103 health to chew through, so up damage received. Flush. Go riposts. Ooh. If that hits, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lunge. Then Esmeralda just uses Piercing Dagger to get rid of some of his protection. That's what's gonna end up doing the most damage, long run. Touche. Actually, between everyone here, I hit for enough. We resisted that. Lovely. But Poison Dagger. Actually, just Fan of Knives finishes him off. We'll do that. Good job. Whew. Taking everything, leaving the rest.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'm gonna camp in the treasure room. Just to get the buffs back for like the plus dodges and the camping. Or the scouting. I really do not want the Judicator hitting me. So minusing his accuracy. We're gonna flush on the Mendicant Friar because I don't want them healing. Throwing dagger on them as well. That worked out. At least they healed the wrong one. Yikes. Well, gotta chew through the Cleric Errants now. Okay. We are going to Lush again. We're going to go for the one that has healing on him. And hopefully I say, chew through enough of his health. Doesn't really look like it though. We do more. No, that's way more of a heal, never mind. Go riposts. That mark is not going to be good. least that missed. Lowering that protection again. So 5 and 4, he goes down unless the Cleric Errant heals him. Shadow Fade. We're gonna Hemorrhage, hitting the other Cleric Errant, upping the damage received. Also a little bit of a blight on him.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Oh, I was really hoping that wouldn't happen. Going for the Cleric, or the Mendicant Friar. Come on, riposte. There we go. As long as we dodge with Baliol, we'll be riposte, which is amazing. Okay, so he can hit stealthed. I kind of figured that was a thing, but... Gonna take out the Judicator next. Yeah, Throne Dagger, just so we don't get people out of place. Hemorrhage, even though I should have gone for Everscrate. And then we're going to Piercing Dagger. Bleed and Blight should take him out. But we can Everscrate this time around. Default order.
This
Take what we can. Leave the rest. No scout. I am going to Firewood, like I said. We're going to feast for the health of the stress.
Without kindling is a goal without hope.
Night moves. We don't need safe and sound for the stress, so what we're going to do again is detect traps. That allows minus... Or essentially I want this for the plus trap disarm chance on everyone, but that's also minus party surprise chance. We're going to do displacement again. We're going to do meditation. That's the plus dodge, minus move resistance. That's plus dodge again if in defensive, plus crit damage if in aggressive. And then we're going to adrenaline rush on Hush for the plus speed, plus dodge.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Taking the deeds, and we'll take the busts. I can use the 2 food, use the crusts, and then just go from there. I think what I'm going to do is, because shovels, we're going to go left first. I guess we need the torches instead. So feel free to use them, I suppose. A lot of gold in there. Okay, battle. Want the Anchorman down first because this... we'll go Admiral first and then Anchorman. Just because I think the Admiral's Anchorman can heal more stuff. Ambushing him. We are going to Poison Dart the Maggot. That way I don't really have to worry about it. And then if I Windmill Chakram, it's a start, we get the minus accuracy on him, and hopefully he goes for us. That is working so much better than I thought it would. I say that now, and watch the next fight, I'm gonna get absolutely bodied. We'll just Poison Dart for now, get that Blight going. So the next turn she can do a lot more damage. Hemorrhage for the plus damage received. Flush. Hopefully we do some damage there. Go, go. Oh, we actually got hit, but we still riposte with Sahar, and that moved us back. It's like best case scenario, though. We're going to Expunge, hitting the Slater, taking him down, because plus armor piercing versus Blighted. that would have been a stun if you would have hit, buddy, but that was a big if for you on Belial. And then it's either Poison Knife or Fan of Knives, but I feel like with everyone I should just go for the Fan of Knives because that's more damage. And then minus the accuracy, do some damage to the Anchorman. That's 2 blight, so he has 4 health left, and then we flush and take him out. Default order.
So clearly.
Get rid of the crest for the portraits.
Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Actually, let's get rid of the anti-venom. That way I'm bringing back a little more. Then battle room. We go down a little bit more. Oof. We can flush the stinger. I want them gone. Ambushing the stinger. Actually, how do I want this to go? Because I think we'll do more damage to the Admiral. So let's do that. Then, Piercing Dagger won't do enough there. And lunge can't. And then I can lunge, okay.
Miss Enter.
I was thinking Windmill Chakraming the Tidemaster, but then I don't get the Stinger down. And if I do get the Stinger down, I don't take out the Admiral. So realistically, I don't think I need the Tidemaster unstealthed. Because if I take both of these out, the Slater guards the Tidemaster. So let's just take out the Stinger. Then I lunge at the Tidemaster, or the Admiral, taking him out, and then Slater guards Tidemaster, which isn't the biggest deal to me. Plus damage received on Slater. They actually hit Hush, wow. Or, Belial.
The end approaches.
I mean, there's always that chance. Throw in Dagger. And no, let's Shadow Fade. Get Esmeralda back in 3. Get the plus damage and stuff on Sahar. Let's Flesh. Slater almost down. Minus protection on the Slater if we could hit. That's 2 in a row. So I can't use Expunge for the armor piercing. So we'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. And now he goes down. Just gonna throw in Dagger to take him out, because otherwise I'd have to wait around. Taking out a corpse to move him forward. Poison Knife the Tidemaster. He goes down to Blight. Take what we can.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Wow, I have a full stack of emeralds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't need all these torches.
May we find victory.
That way I can take the extra deeds there. Can get rid of the bandages. I've kind of been hanging on to them as a just in case, but we've gotten far enough. Then heading on down. I think I needed a holy water to interact with that curio, that's why I didn't do anything.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Technically don't need to go all the way down. I'm gonna do the fight, just go to the other
Wealth
curio.
beyond measure.
Hey, Mariner, how you doing? We're gonna chakram him, lower that accuracy, or miss. Ambushing. Get the combo points going. Flush. Because he's not blighted, Audrey's gonna blight him. Oh, yikes. Poison dart, yeah. Just so I can go back into one. Throwing dagger because he's blighted. Lowering his accuracy. Wow. We're not getting that, are we? Touche, moving back. Yeah, that's not working how I thought it would. Even in aggressive, it's giving me the defensive instead of what I want, so I don't think I'm going to be using the Academy Ring again, even though it's realistically really good. I can instead use the Instructor Cape and something else. Throwing dagger. And there's Snaky Snake. Windmill chakram him. There we go. Minus accuracy. Ambush for the riposte, or going forward rather. Oh, he actually hit with that. And now is when the bandages would have been really helpful. If I do Everscrate, he's probably going down this round. We're gonna lunge him. Flush. And piercing. Oh, that didn't take him out. Lovely. Posted though. Okay.
Perhaps the
Oh, ooh. So I do need to heal a little bit here. Default order. This is gonna be 8 damage on Hush. Yikes. White Priestess statue, so that's plus 10% max HP, 30% healing done, and 50% stress relief done. If you were using her as a healer and stress healer, which she can be done relatively easily, this is a really good trinket for the White Priestess. I'll take it just to have it. Pack has already been looted. That was so worth it. So now we just need to go up to these 2 rooms. One of them, if not both of them, are battle rooms, and then we're scot-free. A little bit of stress there, actually. I think that's the most stress we've taken in any fight. So a little bit of disarm stress there for Hush, or Belial. There's the hunger check that I knew was going to happen, so everyone can heal up. 2 battle rooms, called it, with a battle in between. Do I have enough buffs for that? No, I do not. I hope everything goes alright then. Food? No food, but rubies. We'll use the holy water and see how this goes. Probably should have used it on someone else other than him, but that's fine. Okay, Stinger goes first, then we'll take the piranhas out, then the Slater. Because I didn't want that stun or the bleed. Lower the accuracy on one piranha. I'll take the other piranha out. That way I'm less likely to be hit. And Slater left. Hey, poison dart. Just for the blight. Hemorrhage for the plus damage received. I'm actually going to windmill chakram him just to lower his accuracy. And he goes down next round, like, no matter what. Kind of surprised he hit us, though. Here we go.
Remind yourself that
So I could go back a little bit and heal with the anti-venom. But we'll pass. Just because, like, next round there is a fight, I'll use the medicinal herb. We'll continue on. Esmeralda has a lot of dodge right now because of the ebbing deck. Torch up. We're going to take out the stinger. Flesh taking stinger out. We are going to piercing dagger, lower the accuracy on rock clam. That should also blight it, or not. And then blight the little guy again. So he goes down on his own. Just the 2 Slaters left, which might get messy. So rock clam goes down this one. Looks like we have to take out this Slater. Minus damage.
Quickly the tide turns.
We're gonna hemorrhage on him. So plus damage received. Oh, yikes. Lowering his accuracy. Blighting him. Yikes, although we have max dodge now on Esmeralda. Touche minusing damage. Actually, no, let's go for disengage. Oh no, I have to take this guy out, so I'm not going to get the effect I want. Poison dart to get a blight on him. We're getting really unlucky with that. If I could disable that riposte, that would be great. I'm gonna hemorrhage. Medicinal herb, so I get my speed. Hemorrhage, plus damage received. I should go first with Valuel, I think. So I'm gonna pass with Esmeralda here, just because I do not want her taking a hit. We are suddenly taking so many hits, and it's oof. And we can Everscrate taking out this Slater. I mean, this was a gamble. I can use the torches, take the jute tapestry. Actually, I'm just gonna get rid of the keys. And we'll continue on. The reason I'm not using the food is just because we might have a hunger check. There's a very low possibility. So I'm going to use some of this food. And we're going to heal Baliol here because Esmeralda has 87 dodge. And we go to the last fight. If I get through this, we get the Ancestors' coat. Ooh. 2 Cleric Errants, but we also have the Levy in the Punisher. Levy first, then the Errants, then the Punisher, I think. Throwing Dagger at the Levy. I'm going to lower the accuracy on the Errant in 4 because he's going to be harder to hit. Ambushing the Errant in 3. So he can't be guarded, so they might waste a turn. Man, that hit us. They have really high accuracy. Or I have very bad luck. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure which, but Gleaming Glare seems to hit like no matter what. 87 dodge.
Or expire.
Guarded by 4, so we're going to hemorrhage him. I want to see if I can take out 4 before anything happens. Then I lunge him. That would technically do 5 to 10. Takes him out. Okay, because we crit. No longer guarded. Piercing Dagger. Blights and Bleeds. Or we can start getting the protection down on Cleric Errant in 3. Let's do that. What is the chance of him hitting Baliol like that? And then we got the bleed.
Terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Flesh hitting Cleric in 3. What is their accuracy, man? Because I've had this problem before. Like, I'm not saying that, oh, no matter what, I should be dodging, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, if my dodge is this high, this is a problem. I should not be getting hit this often. 6 and 6. I think I can take out the Punisher. Okay. Good crit. Go riposte. Then I only need 19 damage on him. I flush. Yeah, we're gonna flush. Piercing. Oh, that really needed to hit. That really needed to hit. Okay, Poison Knife. The Blight is a 3. We win. That was really close there then. And I know I was technically rolling the dice. And it got sketchy there. I'm not opening it. Shovel doesn't work. I'm not risking it being a mimic. Not with Baliol being on death's door and bleeding, and Esmeralda being bleeding. Once again, they're not flashing. Shouldn't they be, flushing? Interesting nonetheless. Okay. Got out with a lot. I'm happy with what we got, especially the Ancestor's Coat. It's going to be super helpful. We're good.
Wholesome marine life can flourish. If indeed there is such a thing.
33,775 gold. Ancestor's Coat, which is plus 15 dodge. Flat 15 dodge. Awesome. Love it. Love it. would have been amazing for the group that I just sent in there. Kind of funny that it was a dodge group that got me a dodge trinket. We got 12 portraits with the quest reward, 6 busts, 16 deeds, and 24 crests. Belial got a disease. Audrey got a disease. So he is diurnal, -2 speed if torch below 26. Spotted fever, so minus 50% blight resistance. Mediator removing observant, so yeah. Unholy Hater replacing Cove Adventure, so plus 15% damage and minus 15% stress versus Unholy. Slow Reflexes on Esmeralda, I'm going to be getting rid of that. The Worries on Audrey, so plus 30% stress. And Tranquil Mind, plus 5% accuracy, 10% stress, replaced Slugger. Probably locking that in.
To the resourceful thief, burials are merely ephemeral affairs.
Eat the Rich. Most curious of all, however, is the absence of any evidence in the crypt itself. Nevertheless, the chest was found open, its contents missing. Idle grave robbers gain 1 resolve level. Get the Nomad Wagon. You'd think with all this stuff here, there might be something good. That being said, there are some trinkets for the cursed. So Wolfheart Pendant is the uncommon, plus 5 accuracy, plus 10% melee damage, and Stormwind Shield, plus 20% protection if in position 1, plus 9 dodge if in position 2, minus 35% stress versus humans on riposte attack hit, plus 3% crits received on the target. A move? Question. Why is the Stormwind Shield is for the cursed, if I remember right. Like, this is a trinket that comes in with the cursed. It isn't exclusive to them though. But it is a very rare trinket. Why, pray tell, is this Wolfheart Pendant 2,250 gold and the Stormwind Shield only 1,875? So I'm going to be buying both of these nonetheless. I just thought that was a little odd, and now we have another trinket for the cursed, which is kind of nice and a kind of interesting universal. And then, because I said I would show it here, remembering this time, here's the auctionable accessories. You'll see that it didn't count towards the gold total at the end. And now if I sell it here, it gives me the really seller auctionable accessories, so you can just hoard them so they don't show up again. If you don't want to see those things popping up so they don't clutter up inventory and all that, or you can sell them and get a good chunk of change like so. I might actually have the gold bar still as well. No, I did sell it. Okay. But it is a good way to make gold in the actual runs, so people are aware. Belial. We want to keep Ghostly chained on as much as possible, so I'm going to be locking that in, just so that I can go fight the boss. So that is another boss we can add to the list at the end of everything. We will go and get rid of Spotted Fever afterward. Esmeralda, Slow Reflexes. We're going to get rid of that. I'm actually curious here. Malicious only adds an extra 1.6% crit, so I'm not going to be locking that in. So just getting rid of Slow Reflexes. And Audrey can get rid of her disease, the Worries. Moving down the list here, Cytomania on Robin. We can get rid of the Fits on Picard. And that is pretty much what we can do in the Sanitarium. However, I would actually like to upgrade it, and now I need more busts to get that. So that increases the chance of curing extra diseases in case someone got multiple diseases in one run. Again, it can go into stress relief. And I just got confirmation from a move that the Stormwind Shield was not supposed to be that cheap, so that will be updated shortly. Just random things I find. The Cove is almost leveled up, so one more medium should be doing the job, although it doesn't look like anything I want is there, nor anything I want in the Sunward Isles. I have the trinket the Time Warped Miller is offering. I don't really want the trinket that is at the Weald. So that means we just gotta roll with what we have. So I mean, the Thirsting Stone is actually really powerful. It's just going to be incredibly interesting to use. Otherwise, I could go get Eldritch's Ring, or Otherwise, I could go get Eldred's Ring from the Cove and level that up to 7 and have the crew available, which might be a plan as well. So those will probably be the two options I have. I've been kind of wanting to play with Ver ever since I got his ring, not his ring, his new dagger, which allows me to blight instead of getting the prized skins, which could be really, really good. And then I could also use the dark tincture for extra damage, making a kind of interesting play around. So I could do, say, Fungal Claw, Slink Back, Confusion Spores, Skin Prey, and that way he starts in 2, slinks back into 4, and then just uses Fungal Claw until he can either Skin Prey or use Confusion Spores. That might be an interesting way to play around with him, and then have other people around just to focus more on blighting damage and keeping people alive. Maybe we'll play with that, and just see how that works and get through that way, and go from there. So maybe we'll do that. And then that will be the Cove finished off, and then we just need the Sunward Isles. I would like to go and do the Ghostly Chained. We're locking that in, so maybe not. And we'll continue from there, I suppose. So that'll do it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I will see you next time, and please, have a good one.